Welcome to another episode of Would You Have Anything Better to Do? There he is. I think he is. How you doing, brother? What? Nope. Off again. It's off again. Must be Bluetooth or something. But I'm Chris.
Unmute.
There.
Unmute.
There we
Oh,
are.
okay.
There we are. This is a
All right.
first. I haven't had anybody driving.
Oh, well, you know, you, I don't know many musicians that are full time, but only do that. They have side work.
Right.
So that's what I'm doing right now. I work for Instacart and delivering an order. I got to drive all the way out to Jefferson from Sam's Club.
Gotcha.
Is it loud?
What's that?
Is it loud, the driving?
No, you can't even hear it. We're good. So anyway,
Right.
got Evan Stone here. Do me a favor, Evan. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, your musical background, any projects you're in or have been in.
Sure. I'm multi-instrument. I guess my main one is guitar, electric and acoustic, bass a lot, and piano. I just got a new Nord piano, trying to pick up some work with some pro gear,
All right.
and dabble ukulele, banjo, mandolin. If it has frets, I can figure it out, and I also give lessons for guitar and bass and piano.
Hustler.
And yeah, I spent 4 years, didn't graduate the Kent State School of Music, learning classical guitar and music theory. And so I've got some training, but always tried to be in bands and tour and stuff like that. And it's a hard grind.
Oh, yes.
So here I am in late 30s, still going at it, doing whatever I can to still do music. No big deal. Because I've got my side work. I've got a beautiful family. I live in Mentor.
Congratulations. I saw you just got married
Near the beach
not
there.
too long ago.
We're still engaged.
Oh, I thought you got married.
No, we're going to get married sometime soon, though. She's in nursing school, and once she graduates, we're going to probably tie the knot then.
Gotcha.
One thing at a time.
Right.
My projects right now, I'm in a band called the Rust Belt Ragtops, and that's been on hold recently because the singer from that, his name's Austin Hamilton. He's a folk country singer solo, and he's been focusing on his solo work he does full time, and I'm in his backing band, so I play lead guitar for him.
So you're one of the hitchhikers then.
I'm one of the hitchhikers, right? Yeah, hitchhikers. We just coined as our band name.
It's good, man.
Arrangement. It's me on electric. We got bass, drums, and a pedal steel, and then Austin sings and plays acoustic. But he plays full time at bars and restaurants and wineries. He's got a cool thing going. He does just acoustic and singing, and then he's got a skinny bass drum and tambourine that he uses foot pedals for. So there's percussion going the whole time.
He's got a cool raspy voice, man. I dig it.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm playing with.
God, I can't believe it's been 10 years already since I met you, probably, or more.
Longer than that.
Yeah, it has to be longer.
I was working in the kitchen at Bar 145 in Kent.
Yes.
And what was your cover bands back then? Was that
Pop Rocks
or
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I met you.
The drunken idiots of the cover band scene. That was us. So what kind of stuff? What kind of stuff?
I spent some time doing that. That was fun, but it gets old pretty quick. I played bass with Billy Like Soda for.
Oh, you did?
Like a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, but then they change their members like every season.
Is there only one original member of that band? I'm not even sure who's still around, to be honest. I know I interviewed Doug from Tricky Dick in the cover ups. I got Bobby from Old School already. But other than them, and Dan from Trailer Park Ninjas, right? I mean, I don't know who's left, to be honest, but for a while it was a pretty fun time to be any type of musician. You know what I mean? In Cleveland. Are you doing any like solo gigs at all?
I'm not. No.
No.
Right now, right now focused on family, and I'm working on stuff, under the covers, and a lot of writing and riff writing and song arranging, and thinking of trying to learn some producer skills.
Mm-hmm.
I got myself the ingredients for a home studio. I haven't put it together yet, but I got a good laptop with Logic and all the instruments, amps I would need, and microphones. Just gotta do it.
Yep, that's part of the problem. Just make sure you put your head down. What kind of stuff is it going to be? Is it going to be like kind of folky, cool?
Well, not really. This project that I'm in with Austin is the first time I'm trying this kind of music. You
Okay.
remember New Moon Rising? It was kind of like indie rock, pop, jam,
Yeah.
like all mixed together. And when we did Rust Belt Ragtops, we had a saxophone in that band, and so we played a lot of funky stuff, and that was a good way to expand my style a little bit. Oh, and then I expanded it a little in like the summer of 2022. I played with Carlos Jones and the Plus Band
Oh, nice.
for about a dozen or so shows, so I got to get my hands on some roots reggae.
Nice.
So yeah, that's a lot of fun.
When did you first start playing?
Oh, way back. So I'm from Chardon originally, and my mom put me and my four sisters on piano lessons.
Okay.
And when we were like 5 or 6 years old, and did that till about 12, and then picked up the guitar and just been dabbling ever since. And then decided to try to take it seriously after high school and played a lot in Cleveland, and then tried to take it more seriously by going to college and keep going.
What was your first
But
guitar?
electric guitars, man, my first guitar was a Carlo Robelli Strat from Sam Ash.
Okay.
It had like a bunch of stickers on it. And when I first started out, I was really into Green Day, that kind of stuff.
That's kind of the running theme for most everybody I'm talking to. Like my very first song I ever played in front of an audience was Longview on bass. So
First song, nice.
Yeah. Do you remember your first show?
Yeah, I do. It was in my friend's backyard in high school. My bands, we were called Awkward Silence. We were like 15 or 16 years old, and we were just played Blink 182 and Jimmy Eat World, like some 41 covers.
Awesome. Dude, they're great though. I mean, it's the good stuff to learn on, you know what I mean? A lot of people I've already talked to as well, like, it was kind of like the simpler stuff. Like I got quite a few people talking about Cobain and Nirvana, and that's what got them into playing guitar and stuff. But like, what was your main band? Was it Green Day back in the day, or was it like who bit you by the bug?
Well, I was pretty sheltered in like a Christian house. I couldn't really listen to anything except Christian music for a while.
A lot
so
of
I didn't
DC
really
talk, huh?
hear. Yeah, Third Day, I think was one of them. Jars of Clay.
Jars of Clay.
Yeah. Reliant K, the OC Supertones.
Wasn't Reliant K
So
from Canton?
From Canton, yeah. My very first concert was Reliant K at the IX Center.
No way, that's awesome. So
yeah, a lot of youth group stuff.
So like, you didn't actually hear too much outside stuff till you went to college,
No,
then?
not so. No, well, about 10th grade or so.
Okay.
9th or 10th grade, I didn't really.
You snuck some Dookie in?
Well, no, that kind of stuff I've listened to since middle school. When I really started sneaking music, it was Korn.
Okay.
Limp Bizkit, Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember getting in a lot of trouble they found I had a Marilyn Manson CD from the library. But my biggest exposure was when I discovered the CDs at the library.
Really?
And so I would check out as much popular stuff as I could, and I always kept my eye on the Billboard rock charts. and like try to keep up with what was popular and try to learn the songs on guitar and try to learn about how to structure songs and like what chords go together and all that kind of stuff. And do you remember 107.9 The End, that radio station?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of the foundation of my musical taste, and they were the alternative station. They played everything from ska to death metal. Like
Really?
as long if it was like if it wasn't pop music, they would play. If it wasn't pop or pop country.
Hmm. Do you remember what the first
Yes.
album you ever bought with your own money was?
Yeah, it was "What's the Story, Morning Glory" by Oasis.
Really? Nice. What
Yeah,
was that,
yeah.
95, 96?
95. Yeah, that was my with my paper out money, and I they came out in 95, but I didn't get it till about 97. But I bought that. I bought Bare Naked Ladies, Third Eye Blind, and Red Hot Chili Peppers.
All right.
And then
Which Chili
then
Peppers?
I
One Hot Minute?
Californication,
Oh,
and these were like over years. You know, I could only kind of buy one CD at a time for a while, but I would check them all out from the library. But remember, my CD collection started growing when you remember Columbia House,
oh, dude.
where it was
Pen
like
for a
get
penny,
12
man.
CDs for
Yeah.
the price.
It was amazing. I had a couple
Yeah,
different, there was BMG too. And I mean, we used
yeah.
fake names. That was just the only problem is if you forgot to send the thing back, they bill you for a $19 CD back in the day.
That's right. Yeah.
If you could,
Well,
if
you play, and you go whatever feels right. Uh, Oasis was probably um, my longest standing with favorite bands to this
okay,
day. Love like that stayed with me forever. That I still listen to a lot. Oasis and Incubus and Foo Fighters and then Chili Peppers too. Um, so I always played that kind of stuff.
there's a real cool documentary up on Liam. I had no idea that when they broke up in 2012 that the band kind of continued on with a different name.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was 2009, and
Was it
DDI
2009?
you're talking about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I had
Yeah, so
no
it was
idea.
all yeah. The band's just the one brother who's the main songwriter.
No.
He kept doing his own thing, and then the rest of the bands. That kind of speaks volumes to who might have been the asshole.
Well, he seems very, very humbled in this documentary, and it was always like, for me, like seeing a live performance of him, Liam just looked like he hated the audience, you know what I mean? And it was just kind of like, dude, if I could be in your spot right now, I'd probably be in seventh heaven, but he's definitely way cooler and calmer and appreciative to his fans and stuff like that now. So, but it was a good
Yeah,
documentary. It
definitely.
was cool. I liked it.
Yeah, I guess 55 is a good time to grow up.
Right. You can't, the drugs aren't the same that they
Like
were either.
if like you're handed rock star status and a ton of money and sold out shows when you're like in your early 20s,
Right.
you don't really get the chance to grow like a regular person.
Right.
You
It's
know,
true.
like that's just kind of the way it is, and so that's why I feel like a lot of rock stars get like bad rap from some fans, or like they can't relate, you know.
Well, especially for
But
males, like we don't even friggin' mature until we're friggin',
yeah,
mid 30s. It seems
yeah,
like, I still feel like I'm a kid, but I mean, most of my youth I'm ashamed of and embarrassed by, you
oh
know what I
yeah,
mean? It's just like, man, I was a I had no reason to be. And looking back, it's like, all right, all I can do is move forward and try to be a better person and, you know,
yeah. I agree with that.
try to right my
Yeah,
wrongs.
big shows when you're young, like really, there's not unless you're warned or prepared, you'll get a big head,
With this,
and
with no
you don't
reason
know.
to.
Right, right. Yeah, my biggest shows were with like some of the biggest bands actually.
Well, it doesn't matter though. Like it's all about like the vibe, man. I mean, my first band,
Yeah,
but it also like I've come to discover for us, my first band was like we were popular in a small town, big fish in a small town. But we went through this crowd of like all of our friends from school to a couple years later, they all got married, had kids. And then about 10 years later, they're all divorced and, back out again, drinking at the bars and
Ready to
partying.
rock again.
I'm on my third round of a lot of people because they, after that second time, got married and divorced again. And it's like I'm on my third round of a lot of people, and it's just like it's pretty crazy. But there's been some people that have been with me for a long time. There's definitely got to be some good people for you too, I'm sure.
Yeah, I feel you. I remember talking with you before. We have a lot of similar things that inspire us in similar paths. This is my first time settling down with the mentor thing right now, and it's probably going to be my last. It's
Good.
really important in a partner to find someone that like gives you the freedom to like still pursue your hobbies, the things you want,
Did you meet
and
her at a
share
show?
with them.
Did she meet you at
No,
a show?
I met her working when
Okay.
I was bartending. She was waitressing,
Gotcha.
and that was right before COVID hit. So
Oh,
we were dating. We were dating for a month, and then we were locked down. So we're like, well, we're gonna find out pretty quick whether this is gonna work out or not.
were you at like the Thirsty Dog or something then? Or where were you?
I was at Thirsty Dog for a few years. She worked there too. Once it started back up, like they started letting people go out again.
Right.
But we were working at Oak and Embers, is like a barbecue and bourbon joint, and they have a few locations, and they opened a brand new one in the Pinecrest down in like Orange Beechwood area,
Okay.
and we opened that restaurant together.
What would you say? Like, so being a guitar player, did you like have your guitar god? Was it like Eddie Van Halen, or were you like more like the songwriter? You like appreciated songwriters, or just like, guitar players that chorded it out? Were you, who's your,
I was really
who's your hero or your idol if you had one?
song songwriting was the big thing for me at first before I really started listening to Pink Floyd
Okay.
and Jimi Hendrix, and Jimmy Page, the old stuff, because I didn't get a chance to be exposed to that until I was already like deep into my '90s stuff.
Right.
Like the old, because my parents didn't really expose it to me, but once I found it, like it was especially Pink Floyd, I think that really opened me to how a guitar could really sound.
And
And
with what?
so David Gilmour's and Jimi Hendrix for classic is probably the big ones I looked up to tone wise and style wise. And for when I was learning, John Frusciante
Oh, okay.
from Chili Peppers was I really tried to emulate him, and I got to play him when we did a Chili Peppers tribute,
Good.
and me and a few of the cover guys around the scene. It was fun.
Who else
Um,
was in that with you?
Dennis Davis and Chuck Schilling from Bad Juju,
Okay.
and Chris Scianna is another guy. I think he played in Billy Like Soda a little bit too. And I remember we also did a Green Day tribute, same members, when they wanted to bring another band in, but we didn't want to split the money. It was only like $600-700 anyway to split.
Right. And you already knew the
And
songs, so whatever.
oh yeah, the guy that started that band, he before we even played our first show, he had to move, so we had to find a new singer before we started.
Wow. That's interesting.
I've been involved in close to 20 albums, I'd say. Either
Okay.
played guitar on the whole thing or wrote, produced. When I say produced, I don't mean I was behind the computer,
Right.
but
You're the
so
idea guy, man. That's me too. Like I
yeah,
didn't
one of
learn
the
how to engineer
things.
anything till like a couple years ago, really.
My favorite thing to do, I would say, my strongest point is working with singer songwriters and making if they have like a vision for their song, which is just a bare bones skeleton strumming and singing, helping them come up with bass lines, harmonies, guitar parts, drum beats, sometimes string arrangements, and that's how New Moon Rising started. He had a band, and he first hired me to play keys, and then slowly the band kind of started, people quitting. It wasn't really going anywhere, but I really believed in the music, and so we when we went into the studio, we went in assuming it was just the two of us, and he wrote all the songs and strummed and sang, and I played all the other instruments except drums. We hired a drummer for that. That's the one I'm not very proficient in. I can just play basic beats, But
right. Where'd you guys record that at?
At Suma.
Oh, really? That Michael Seifert, right?
It was before Michael Seifert.
Oh, okay.
A guy, his name was Paul Ham, and he was a legend at the time. He's dead now.
Oh, okay.
But that was a lot of fun. That was just a few years after they recorded Attack and Release by the Black Keys there.
Oh, really?
And, Black Keys are for like when I was starting getting a little more recent. They were probably one of my biggest influences. I got really riff based for a while because of bands like Black Keys, White Stripes, Wolf Mother. And Audio Slave. I forgot to mention Tom Morello, along with John Frusciante, is like my big guitar god when I was younger.
Gotcha. So if you had unlimited budget, any studio you want, who's your guy that's producing it or mixing it or?
Oh well, see, the last album I did with Rust Belt Ragtops, I worked with Mike Brown from Lava Room.
Okay.
And he was awesome.
Okay.
It was just like flawless. It just felt like butter being in the studio with him behind the helm there. I would work with him again. We did all our New Moon Rising stuff with Jim Stewart. I haven't talked to him in a while, but he was a wizard with that too. He made it really, really easy to make stuff sound good. And but I don't have a lot more experience with the studios all around Cleveland.
Well, they changed.
I'd say,
it seems like a lot.
Number 3 would be like Jay Sparrow at Studio 44. He's really awesome too.
Okay. I know that name. I swear I probably met him, but my brain's not what it used to be, man. If you could sit in on any album in history, what would it be? Your fly on the wall. You get to see how the process is.
It's a really good question. I would have to go with something by Elton John or Queen.
No, that's good.
Yeah, something with a lot of stuff going on, a lot of instrumentation, a lot of genius work happening all together. Maybe Yellow Brick Road, done by Elton John.
All right, I dig it. Evan Stone, guitar player, songwriter, producer, whatever you want to call it. A little bit of everything, like pretty much all the musicians in Cleveland, because got to be the utility player, right?
Yeah, I've worked with anybody and worked with any style. I've been called the Cleveland Chameleon by a couple people.
You got a nickname. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I love open jams.
Do you go to a lot of jam nights or anything too?
I used to go to jam night at least 2 or 3 times a month before I settled down a little here. And my future is bright. Like after I get married to Rihanna, we're gonna be doing a lot more jamming.
Cool.
But right now, just taking it easy, getting her through school,
gotcha.
Getting us into whatever house we're gonna buy.
You're on the east side, right?
It might not, east side now, but might not be around Cleveland. You might see me take off for another city.
If you could join any other band, who would you join if you had the opportunity?
Local or anywhere?
Anywhere, anytime in history.
Oh, damn. I would join Pink Floyd.
The song for you, like you wish you would have written in history, one that's your your go-to, your number one jam?
Well, I can think of stuff that is very not well known in the jam scene, but so I'm going to keep it more popular.
No,
But
dude,
I'll
no, for real. Like I want, if it's something you dig, get it out there. Like,
okay, yeah. There's this band called Dopapod. They're out
what
of
was it again? Sorry,
Dopapod.
Dopapod. Okay.
Dopapod, yeah. Yeah, they are just four geniuses at work. They're all Berkeley guys. They play prog, jam, rock, and they just went on hiatus, indefinite hiatus. I caught some of their last shows. They on New Year's Eve went down to Columbus to see their last show, which might be forever. But yeah, they've got some instrumental stuff that just blows my mind, and I wish I knew how to write like that.
I'm assuming it's the type of stuff where you hear it and you're like, what am I even doing?
Yeah, yeah, getting introduced to them really helped me up my game because I saw how far behind I was, where like I could be. Like your knowledge of how of the possibilities of where music could go, especially with like modulating keys, using secondary dominants to really pivot the song in a whole new different direction. Time signature change, not just changes, but just like adding the beat there, taking the beat away there. You know what I'm talking about? That's
But how do you feel about that though? Because it
it's like
seems like
magic.
it seems like a lot of the musicians and the virtuosos and crazy geniuses, they're not as appreciated. They're appreciated by us music nerds, but like you can't tell me that pure talent is what makes the number one artist nowadays. I mean, what do you think about
Yeah.
that? Like,
Well,
dude,
I just think that's it. It's a sad truth and it's a happy truth because it's kept under wraps a little bit, so it's not the kind of thing that's really going to be corporatized and watered down and ruined, so to speak. And but then it's also sad because of who's getting paid, who's getting the recognition like the most
right?
are what's popular is what's easiest to listen to. It's the same reason like I don't know, like all these remakes and the comic book movies are the biggest things right now that people like. They're just like taking something and remaking it, like, and it's the creativity is appreciated by what's on the radio, what gets the money.
Do you listen to regular
It's
terrestrial radio?
no, it's been
Yeah,
a while.
I don't either. I think it's been
I've got like the
15
playlist
years.
on Spotify that's like what's new in music. Really, I haven't listened. But remember how I said I did used to follow the Billboard chart rock, so I'll look now, and you know who's on the rock charts right now? It's
Is there one?
Green Day, Linkin Park, Blink-182. It's the band Billboard charts, and those bands that were huge back then that are still putting music out,
Right.
like they're still getting that recognition. But even back then, like that music that was coming out, that was the simpler stuff.
Gotcha. I think we're starting to lose you here, Evan. I think you might be a little bit too far out in the boonies or something. So
yeah,
we might have to.
True, yeah.
We might have to call it. It's glitching up pretty bad, but thank you, dude, for taking your time with me. I do appreciate it. And any links you want me to plug or anything, just text me or email me, and I'll put it in the video. And for real, man, I wish you nothing but happiness.
Yeah.
Good things, brother. For real.
I'll, music and the Hitchhikers. If you're still here, we got a big Shinsville on next Saturday.
Okay. All right, it's gonna be a couple weeks till this goes out.
I'm sure you're gonna.
Yeah. I got a little bit. I got the Hitchhikers gig Saturday or something like. I'm not sure, but anyway, Thank you, brother, for taking your time. I appreciate it. Wish you nothing but good things, brother. We'll hopefully see you soon, okay?
We'll see you soon. Bye.
See ya.